when you went into Everton, how did that work with you? You signed Tosun.
Two. Well, Tosun we needed some goals. We were desperately short on goals. With Wayne Rooney in leading goal scorer throughout the whole of the season with 11. That's not good enough for Everton. 4 of those were penalties. Jenks and Tosun and Theo Walcott come in. Theo starts providing, scored 3. Jenks scores 4 or 5. Takes us from a mid-table team into 8th. Possibly, if 1 or 2 results gone a bit better, maybe even 7th, which is where they finished last year. But it was built on the basis that when I got there, they'd conceded 28 goals in 8 games. When I got there, it was about making sure that we were defensively sound first, because we don't have enough goals to win a game by playing open, attractive football, because they'd done that before and lost 4-0, lost 5-0, you know, and that was happening continuously. And you have to stop that as the manager first and then try and go forward. In the end, they said the style of football wasn't good enough. Well, in the end, the style of football gets better, always at a football club, with the better players that you bring in. And I think Everton have probably got better this season because they've gone out and invested another 80, 90 million in players with maybe a bit better attacking ability.
Do you feel that when you became safe from the drop and the pressure was off from looking over your shoulder, that you did enough to turn Everton into the kind of club that those fans wanted? Because one of the criticisms was Sam doesn't understand Everton. He doesn't get the
but listen. No, I mean, I've been playing against Everton, and I've got Peter Reid, Paul Bracewell, Mick Wall, Steve McMahon, who all play for Everton, who all told me what it's like, all told me how it needed to be, right? The perception is this is the bottom line. The perception is it's me. So I never play good football, no matter where I go. So even if I do, I don't.
Why is that?
Because of the reputation that was built in the way past, like you mean. So what gets built in the past sticks with you in this game. It's fake news, but it sticks. And once it sticks, very difficult to get rid of it. So I accept that. It can happen all the time. Some of the football we played at Everton was very, very good. And at times it wasn't very good. But we still managed to get a result. And you can only get results to make it better by adding better players to that. They weren't my players, apart from 2.
But at the end of the season, I think that for shots on target, total shots, you were bottom of the league. For dribbles, you were 19th out of the 20 teams in the league. The stats did say that you were not an attacking
side, because we weren't good enough to be an attacking side. It's as simple as that. The players that were there at the moment weren't great attacking players. We didn't have a lot of pace. So I was so negative. I didn't go and buy 2 attacking players. I went to both Theo Walcott and Cenk Tosun. So that shows that the attacking players that you buy are trying to make the team better in possession going forward. And like I said, that was the case. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I did the job Everton wanted me to do. I thought I did it. I thought it happened quicker than I thought it was going to happen, based on what I seen before I took over. And then I think because we were so almost successful in the beginning, it also became a burden at the end by the fact that we didn't take it even farther.
Was the job description simply to stay up?
Correct.
And so and this is from the outside, if that is the job description and you get Everton into 8th, is that not overachieving?
I would say it's definitely overachieving in terms of what you've been set to do to survive and to finish 8th. That's a ridiculous, obviously, achievement. I think Everton fans' argument maybe against that is they feel over the years they've had a certain style of play, and they obviously felt like it was a style of play that they couldn't relate to. So when you obviously have got a job to do, that style of play that they say, not me, what they say is an Everton way, goes out the window.
I beg to differ, it wasn't that style of play, because I think it was social media papers that promoted that style of play that actually thought they were playing like that. Because in possession tats and how we played in some of the games, not all of them. Now, when we played the big boys, we had to defend.
Yeah.
I mean, we drew twice with Liverpool, not pretty, away, but we drew. At home, should have beat them, but missed our chances. I mean, so that's the big local derby that you don't want to lose if you're not happening. But at the end of the day, I really don't have to defend myself. It is what it is, and you move on. So the next guy takes over, add to the team, get Everton better, as long as they buy better players. Wasn't my, like I said, it wasn't my players at the time, apart from the two I bought in January, and then they've moved on from there. There's big aspirations for Everton. And that's built the fan expectation higher, because Farhad, who's invested a huge amount of money in the club, has built that fan expectation now. Where they were quite a tight club financially with Bill Kenwright, and they had to look after the pennies. Now all this money's came in, so the expectation, there's this ground been bought on the docks where they're going to build probably a 60,000.
Do you think that is, in the end, that was what cost your job?
I don't know.
The fans?
Oh, I think they had played a part, yeah. At the end of the day, when the fan shows his disapproval continuously, which ended up in the end, even if we won sometimes. You know, so it happens. But all I can say is Everton asked me to do a job. I did it the best I possibly could. If they didn't think it was good enough, I move on fine. Good luck to them.
Very good. Right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk Wayne Rooney. We're going to talk about England. Loads more still to come on Premier League tonight. See you shortly.